Hey, Steve, how are you, man? Good to see you. You're incognito there. I like it. I like it. Well done.
Well, Coach, a tremendous game.
Yeah.
A tremendous performance by your team. Just how would you begin to sum
I
that
just
one
think
up?
we've been due for a game like this and have earned an outcome like this almost all season. They just haven't quit. We got into the most difficult part of our year. We've got our 1 and 2 down in the net and just kept getting kicked in the teeth in that game and wouldn't quit, and they deserved it. Like, you want it so bad for them to go down another goal against a team that's so hard to score against that late and stay with it and get an outcome that like I said, I think we've just deserved that a bunch of nights and didn't get it. So for it to be tonight at the end of the break after what they've been through, that's 8-12 for us without even the 4-game road trip that started the whole dog and pony show we've been on this month. They've earned it. God bless them.
What can you say about the fight, not just on Barkov's game time goal, but the board battle that kind of got the puck out to him?
The thing that I'm left with is the guys that served something up uncharacteristically were ended up being each one of them a hero, because Montour puts one up the middle, he scores, then Bennett. God, you never see that. You just never see that. And it has to be a guy that works his butt off every shift, when he's heartbroken, and then he scores, and then Reinhardt, who's played so hard on the wall, throws it up the wall and gets the game winner. There was some justice in the game tonight.
Speaking of another player who showed tremendous fight, Alex Lyon, what can you say of his impact?
I think in the 2 home games, he's been really solid and in control of his game. He's had to battle for sure. But he's just kind of come in and we've got used to him scrambling in the net and fighting for it, and he comes up with it, right? Now we're starting to expect it. So kind of like the rest of the group, we've had a tough and I would say highly unusual start to our year. But there's no quit in that group. They just stay in the fight and keep going.
That was a tough night for a goalie. 30 shots in almost half the game. And
right.
Fighting on every
all of them. And I would say that's like even maybe more true on our road trip. Like, it was just a scramble in front of the net. It was a fight. So there's no quiet time for Alex in the net, and there's no quiet D zone because there's just so much action around the net, and they're pre-scouting, they're throwing everything at the net, and then in the last 2 games, we kind of tilted it. We went back the other way in the second half of the game, but he still had to make 1 or 2 big saves. He's been great. Great story. He fits our group. He fits where we're at.
Starting with that double minor and then all the way through, what can you say about the job the PK did tonight? Ton of big kills.
It's one player, shouldn't make a difference, but you just look at our PK numbers. It got very, very good a couple of weeks ago, and then it got real bad when Eric Stahl went down, and then it's been perfect since he's come back. He's had a major impact on that. Lots of shot blocks. But our PK now looks confident and fast and hard.
Just in terms of moving forward after the crazy run that you're talking about, how do you build off of a win like this going into the break?
Oh, we get to keep it. These guys have earned it, right? So their break, they've why it was so important, how it happened tonight, is they get to keep that for the break, and they get to go. Now when they come back, they're excited because like I said, I think after the first period of the Ranger game at the start of this month, in our most difficult schedule with losing our 1 and 2 goalies, I think we went 8-4-2. And they've played their asses off this month, and that's a good number. That's a healthy record, and we can build off that. We've got 18 home games left that we can be a good team at home. So now what we bring is, they bring hope back. They get rested, come back, and now they have hope.
Coming out of the break, do you chop up those final 30 games? You go 10-game segments, 5 games. How do you, is that just one?
We'll do one game segments, yeah. And rest in between. Yeah, we have the opportunity. We still have 2 difficult blocks in the schedule. For some reason, they like to jam all our road games in as hard as they can. But we'll be rested on the front end and the back end of both of them. So we've got the energy and the jam to do it.
Bruins are doing things that haven't been done before. Their record right now.
Right.
Takes them.
It's historic, right?
Yeah.
It's fairly close to Montreal. Montreal lost 8, right?
8 games with Scotty. What do you make of them?
It's depth straight through, right? And just look at the different line combinations on Bennett's first goal. The face-off comes out with Bergeron, Coyle, and Foligno. which is a player off each line. But because it's on that side of the ice, strong side of the ice, they've got 2 right-handed centermen and a heavy shot blocker. And there's a whole lot they can do with their lineup. And that's with DeBrusk out of it. They're just incredibly, incredibly deep. They've got just, and a fantastic balance between skill, but they're hard too, right? They play a heavy, heavy game.
Well, coming back from the break, though, is there kind of an outlet that you could have this similar depth? You're getting Duke back. People are going to be healthy after the break.
Well, Anthony changes the look, right? That's a 30-goal, very fast player, so he changes the look of your team for sure. But regardless of who's in and out, the most important thing isn't actually the individual personnel, it's the group hardness. We played way harder in the last month than we did in the previous. It's not a character flaw, it's something learned that to be a strong team. To go 8-4-2 in the block of games than we did, you got to be hard men. You've got to suffer what we suffered in that game tonight and be resilient.
Speaking of suffering, Anton Lundell took a puck to the face. I know he was out for overtime, but any repercussions from?
No, he'll be fine, but it split through and got through to his teeth. They did a marvelous job sewing him up inside and out and getting him back out there.
You guys are in the race. Buffalo's in the race. The Islanders are in the race. It just seems like 11 or 12 teams starting spots.
Right.
That's a tough way to go from second half of the season.
Yeah, but why else would you be in hockey, right? What else is there sitting and going? The games don't necessarily mean anything for the top 3 or 4 or the bottom 3 or 4, but the rest of us get to live every day like it's your last, so that's a good way to go.
Last year it was 8 from almost the beginning of the season to the end of the East.
At Christmas, it was over, right.
This year we
Right.
don't have a clue.
The teams that make it will be legitimate teams. They will have played and learned to handle adversity and be hard enough that they have a legitimate chance to win.
I know you've been looking forward to the downtime, but how much are you looking forward to watching Chucky and Barkey in the All-Star game over the weekend?
I like those guys to have fun, right? Like you get to see it a little bit. I get to see it quite a bit more. They're wonderful personalities. So that for me is what the All-Star game's all about. It's not really the game. It's more cameras, more interviews, more opportunity to fans to see the men and maybe sometimes their families and kind of the pure fun of the game. So that's what's very interesting about coaching both. They're wonderful, wonderful people and unique in that. They're I guess if you spend some time with them, you kind of know what I'm talking about. They're great guys. They're great stories. They're smart. They're really funny. Both of them love the game. If you had a kid and you bought a Chuck jersey, you bought a Barkov jersey, you're good. They can wear that. They can wear that sweater to the game.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chris.
Okay, guys.